What has been your reaction to this? A court in LA striking this down and a judge saying that this law is unconstitutional.
Well, it's great to be with you. Thanks so much. Look, I mean, the law has led to progress. We have around 1,300 seats filled in the past few years with women on public companies in California. We've nearly doubled the numbers of women, or we've actually doubled the percentage of women on public company boards from 15.5% in 2018 to 32% this in 2021. We have nearly tripled the number of board seats held by women because we've increased the number of public companies in California as well. So the law has been a success. And, I'm a firm believer that policy change leads to shifts in hearts and minds and attitudes and behaviors. And so it's been working.
But here you have this law now being overturned. Does this set progress back? And how much?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're appealing the overturn because it ignores the substantial discrimination against women in the selection process to be on public company boards. We all know, and research indicates that the board seats are typically held by men who have been conditioned or have biases towards selecting women candidates for the board. So everything from misperceptions of risks to just insular networks and artificially narrow searches. So all of this contributes to a bar that is raised in the selection process for women and a bar that is lowered for men in the selection process. So again, I'm confident in this appeal that another court will see the benefit of this legislation. And again, we only have 300 seats left to fill. And again, I'm confident that everyone already sees that when you have more diversity, more women in public company board seats, that there's greater profitability, sustainability, and ultimately it's just better for business all around.
I wonder, though, if this is part of a disturbing trend where we're seeing women backsliding. We saw them backslide in the pandemic, on the heels of the Me Too movement. Now we're seeing, companies going through layoffs, heading into a tense macroeconomic environment. The markets are melting down. Are you concerned that women could be backsliding even more as we speak?
So we're living in really strange times. And again, if we look at, S&P CEOs and broadly speaking, the board representation and public companies. So 70% of boards seats are held by men and 94% of CEOs are male. And we're living in these times of crisis with incredible economic inequality, a climate crisis, public health crisis, war, mental health crisis, et cetera, coming out of this pandemic. And there's so much that women haven't had seats at the tables of power. And so all signs point to you put more women with their perspectives and experiences at decision-making tables, and it's just better for business, and it's better for our society, it's better for the environment, it's better for everyone. All the studies again indicate that women invest in not just profit, but they'll focus on people and the planet at higher rates than men will. The ESG outcomes of having women sitting on public company boards are substantially greater. So, right. And I'm happy to talk about those in detail. But again, I think this all points to the fact that what the past hasn't been working. And so we need to just keep supporting and encouraging more women into leadership and giving them seats at the tables where they deserve to be. And I really think that women are primed to solve some of these complex issues that we have across our economy and society today.
We're seeing companies increasingly facing pressure to take a stand, whether it's Disney on the Don't Say Gay legislation or companies in general on the potential for Roe versus Wade to be overturned. What do you think companies should do in these situations, knowing that these are very polarizing issues?
So you're talking to someone who has always sort of believed in the B Corp model, or the, as I said, the triple bottom line model, that a successful company invests in its employees and provides, family-friendly policies and benefits to its employees and pays its employees equitably. A successful company makes sure that it's not harming the environment, and it's actually leaving the environment and the local community in a better place than it found it. And it's profitable. And so I think that companies need to be bold and lean into their values, just like we're leaning into our values in California. And part of that is, as we all know, the greater the diversity you have around a table, the greater the creativity, productivity, and the better bottom line. And so, again, I think Disney needs to be bold. All these companies need to be bold. Similar with Roe v. Wade, they have to lead and lean in with their values.
Governor Newsom, your husband, is taking steps to make California kind of a safe haven for abortion, recently proposing allocating $125 million in the budget toward reproductive health. What more would you like to see California do?
Specifically with regards to reproductive health?
Yes.
Or just broadly speaking, I want California to be the state where working moms want to raise their families. I think that we're actually taking great strides in that direction. I'm really proud of the work, again, that we've been doing with regards to pay equity and women on public company boards. Again, we're leading the nation, and now we're a world leader when it comes to women in public company boards, and we have the strongest equal pay laws in the nation, just as I think we have incredible laws related to sexual harassment and assault. And so I do think that we're creating environments where women can thrive. And we're also so invested in ensuring that kids get the best start in life. So part of my work is also around children's mental health and ensuring kids get the best nutrition and spend time outdoors in our state's parks. And I'm also chairing the Physical Fitness and Mental Health Council. And so there's a lot coming out of there. Really, again, I'm just really excited for California to be a leader in terms of centering women's perspectives and experiences and making sure that their families really thrive.
Well, speaking of children, I have to ask you before you go about this absolutely horrific shooting in Uvalde, Texas, where an 18-year-old shooter gunned down 15 people, 14 of them we believe to be elementary school students, in addition to their teacher. What is your reaction to this?
I want to cry. It's horrifying. I'm a mother of 4. Guns are a major, major, major problem in our country. Toxic masculinity is a major, major, major problem in our country. Misinformation is a major, major problem in our country. Mental health is a major problem. But guns and ammunition kill people, and they don't belong in the hands of people that have extreme beliefs, have a lot of hate, are bigots, are racists, are sexists, are violent offenders. They don't belong in their hands, and semi-automatic weapons definitely do not belong in their hands. So I'm a firm believer in common sense gun laws. And again, I think California's been leading the nation, and some conservative judges have been challenging us, but I'm really proud of what we've done and what the governor's done with regards to common sense gun legislation. And my heart goes out to every child and family member who's been impacted. It's horrible.